Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, February 4th, 2020. It's our second edition of the weekly video. And again, this weekly video, I'm going to try and bring, I guess, some tips, some tactics, depending on what time of year and what a lot of people are working on. And it's our You Can Do It series. We're going to focus and we're going to highlight and spotlight some of the people that are doing it out there, that they're putting up the numbers. So starting next week, we will have our first rookie and entrepreneur of the week. So it'll be super interesting to see. Now, the West has been through TSA. The East has been through TSA. It'll be really interesting to see, I guess, the battle as we go East versus West. I think here it's gonna be a lot of fun to see. And in all reality, those that those that are putting up numbers are gonna be performing, and you're gonna get to where you want to be at the end of the year. So I've got a few, I guess, to highlight here, a few highlights of performances as I took a look through the reg, and I got a couple of tips and tricks. So for me, a couple of just general thoughts. One. Last week for a lot of people was your first week out of TSA, and you might have let it get away from you. And I think there's there's a tendency to start to think that this time of the year, we're so early, it's the first week of February, got lots of time. But has anybody ever been studying for an exam and it kind of catches up to you, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I just wish I had one more day. If I had just a little bit more time to study, I'd do so much better. Well, that's what this preseason is for you. So the more weeks and the more time that you let get away, the tougher and the tighter it's going to be for you. So don't miss a week. Make sure you're pushing towards your goal. And this business, you hear me talk about it all the time, but it's all about momentum. Momentum is happening at all times. If you start to let it slide and you get out of the gate slow, it takes a whole bunch more momentum, more energy to get going in the right direction. You got to stop. You got to put energy in to stop it going from the wrong way, and make sure you got to put the energy in to make it go the right way again. So get off to a good start. It makes your life so much easier. It's just like if you failed the first midterm, and then you got to come back and get the mark that you wanted to, get that mark that you've got to get. It's the same thing in the business. If you get behind, it makes it a lot harder for you to hit that gotta goal. So again, keep that in mind as you go through. For those of you that are going to be marketing externally for the very first time this week, often I'll get asked, and I've heard, how do I pick my first place? And where do I go marketing? And it can make you hesitate. And hesitation is the worst thing that you can have. It means that you start to slow down and you get that negative momentum happening. So the first place that I would start, I would sort my PC list by the 6-digit postal code, and what it's going to do, it's going to start to show you a whole bunch of streets that are clumped together. So if you've got 5 or 6 previous customers on a street, it's I guess a double positive, because that means that type of neighborhood, wherever those streets are, that street and the streets around it are full of people that are the type of people who get their windows clean. The other thing that you can do is stop by, knock on the door when you're in the area, and you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Every time you hear, it's the worst saying ever. Whoever put that together? But again, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can start making progress on your PCs while you're in what is likely one of our densest target market areas in your turf, and make some progress there. So a couple of thoughts, depending on what you're doing in the business this week, hopefully that will help you. A couple other tips, a couple other thoughts I should say. One would be that our swag mag, it's the swag store that we put together, will get launched tomorrow. Take a look, there's a whole bunch of ordering deadlines. February 11th will be the next deadline for you to make your order. And if you make your order by then, you will get your order guaranteed delivery by TSB. So you'll follow the instructions. You'll see what it'll do is it'll zero everything out. Again, all of the swag that you order will go on your recoverables. There's a whole bunch of options there. So if you did get some swag at TSA, make sure you do take a look, because there's some new options there for you to be able to take advantage of before TSB. Again, that should launch tomorrow. The site is collegeprogear.com. So collegeprogear.com. Take a look through there. If you have any questions, talk to your coach. The other, I just mentioned it, was TSB. Make sure you know those TSB proximals for you, whatever your goal is. But the floor, again, is 50% of your previous customer base, 20 estimates completed, 50% of your PC base booked, 20 estimates at least completed. Coming into TSB, that'll mean everyone's had enough repetitions and experience to really build off of coming together. TSB in East is that first week. It's the 29th of February and 1st of March. And then we're 2 weeks later out West again. I know I just got back a couple days ago from out West, but we're back out there middle of March, the 14th, 15th, that weekend is where we'll be. So some quick highlights on performance. Again, next week, we'll have some of our first K clubs. So people that are in the $10, $20, $30, $40,000 sales ranges. And then we'll also have our first rookie and entrepreneur of the week. But a couple of real quick shout outs. There were some awesome performances in week 1. And I'm not going to lie, seniors, it's pretty pitiful looking through there. There was not a lot of seniors on the radar, I guess, when it came to shout outs. So hopefully you guys are off to a good start this week here, 2 days into it. So a couple quick ones. One, Kathleen Turner booking almost $4,000 last week. Good for you. Michael Church, $3,300, brought you up just over $5,000 for the year. Alexander, $2,500 in PCs, but you did 7 estimates last week in your first week. Fantastic job. Really well done. Himanish, you booked $4,000. Drew, $6,800. That plus what you booked at TSA as you had $8,500 already, man. Congratulations. It's a great start. Fantastic momentum. Dylan, Mr. Horner, you're booking $13,000 last week, throwing it down. Love to see that. It's got you at almost $16,000 total overall so far. Nice job. Juan, you're at $3,700. Great start for you. Luan, $3,300. Orion, $3,400. I got my booking reminder, so I'll see you at the end of May. Aiden Scott, you booked $3,700 last week. Great job. Connor Clark Bobby at $3,200. Emma throwing down $5,100. Emma, it's got you over $10K already. So again, nice job getting out strong. Joseph Lavoie, $3,800. Midori Clark Baba, $4,200. Vanessa Douglas, $3,100. Mr. Matt Vucic, $2,800 last week, but it's got you over $5,000 booked so far for the year. Congratulations. And Musamil at $3,500. So again, those are just some standout performances. And like I said, you guys are doing it. These are the ones that are doing it. So if you've got any questions, if you're trying to hit a number, if you had a tough week last week, these are the ones that you can talk to. They're doing it. If they're doing it, you can do it. So again, whatever goal you're trying to hit, everybody, you can do it. Just make sure you're getting the right help, you're putting in the work, and you'll get there. Everyone have a fantastic week number 1 or week number 2, depending what it is for you. And we'll talk to you next week.